1 hour listening to English training.
英文加中文配音，每天1小时英语听力练习。
Asking for opinions， 征求意见。适用场景：日常对话、会议讨论、课堂交流等需要了解对方看法的场合。语法注释：疑问句结构通常以 What、How do you 开头，后接宾语从句或短语。
What do you think about this idea? What do you think about this idea?
你觉得这个想法怎么样？
What do you think about this idea? What do you think about this idea? How do you feel about the new policy? How do you feel about the new policy?
你对新政策有什么看法？
How do you feel about the new policy? How do you feel about the new policy? Would you agree that English grammar is challenging? Would you agree that English grammar is challenging?
你同意英语语法很难吗？
Would you agree that English grammar is challenging? Would you agree that English grammar is challenging? What's your take on climate change? What's your take on climate change?
你对气候变化有什么看法？
What's your take on climate change? What's your take on climate change? Do you have any thoughts on this proposal? Do you have any thoughts on this proposal?
你对这个提案有什么想法吗？
Do you have any thoughts on this proposal? Do you have any thoughts on this proposal? Could you share your perspective on remote work? Could you share your perspective on remote work?
你能分享一下对远程办公的看法吗？
Could you share your perspective on remote work? Could you share your perspective on remote work? I'd love to hear your opinion about this movie. I'd love to hear your opinion about this movie.
我想听听你对这部电影的看法。
I'd love to hear your opinion about this movie. I'd love to hear your opinion about this movie. Where do you stand on this controversial issue? Where do you stand on this controversial issue?
你对这个有争议的问题持什么立场？
Where do you stand on this controversial issue? Where do you stand on this controversial issue?
Making suggestions， 提出建议。适用场景：朋友间规划活动、工作会议提案、日常问题解决等需要提供建议的场合。语法注释通常使用 Why don't How about let's 等开头，后接动词原形或动名词。
Why don't we try a different approach? Why don't we try a different approach?
我们为什么不试试不同的方法？
Why don't we try a different approach? Why don't we try a different approach? How about ordering some pizza tonight? How about ordering some pizza tonight?
今晚点些披萨怎么样？
How about ordering some pizza tonight? How about ordering some pizza tonight? Maybe we could reschedule the meeting. Maybe we could reschedule the meeting.
也许我们可以改期开会。
Maybe we could reschedule the meeting. Maybe we could reschedule the meeting. I suggest that we take a short break. I suggest that we take a short break.
我建议我们休息一下。
I suggest that we take a short break. I suggest that we take a short break. Have you considered using a different tool? Have you considered using a different tool?
你考虑过用不同的工具吗？
Have you considered using a different tool? Have you considered using a different tool? It might be a good idea to check the data again. It might be a good idea to check the data again.
再检查一遍数据可能是个好主意。
It might be a good idea to check the data again. It might be a good idea to check the data again. What if we split the work between us? What if we split the work between us?
如果我们分工合作怎么样？
What if we split the work between us? What if we split the work between us? Let's try solving this problem together. Let's try solving this problem together.
让我们一起试着解决这个问题。
Let's try solving this problem together. Let's try solving this problem together.
Expressing preferences 表达偏好。适用场景选择实物、活动、方案等需要表明个人倾向的场合。语法注释使用 I rather prefer incline to 等结构，后接名词或动词原形。
I'd rather stay home tonight. I'd rather stay home tonight.
我今晚宁愿待在家里。
I'd rather stay home tonight. I'd rather stay home tonight. I prefer tea to coffee. I prefer tea to coffee.
比起咖啡，我更喜欢茶。
I prefer tea to coffee. I prefer tea to coffee. I'm more inclined towards the first option. I'm more inclined towards the first option.
我更倾向于第一个选择。
I'm more inclined towards the first option. I'm more inclined towards the first option. If it were up to me, I'd choose the blue one. If it were up to me, I'd choose the blue one.
如果由我决定，我会选蓝色的。
If it were up to me, I'd choose the blue one. If it were up to me, I'd choose the blue one. My first choice would be the Italian restaurant. My first choice would be the Italian restaurant.
我的首选会是那家意大利餐厅。
My first choice would be the Italian restaurant. My first choice would be the Italian restaurant. I'm partial to classical music. I'm partial to classical music.
我偏爱古典音乐。
I'm partial to classical music. I'm partial to classical music. Given the option, I'd go for the window seat. Given the option, I'd go for the window seat.
如果有选择，我会选靠窗的座位。
Given the option, I'd go for the window seat. Given the option, I'd go for the window seat. I tend to favor practical solutions. I tend to favor practical solutions.
我往往更喜欢实用的解决方案。
I tend to favor practical solutions. I tend to favor practical solutions.
Asking for clarification 请求澄清。适用场景没听清或没理解对方意思时，礼貌请求进一步解释。语法注释使用 could would you 等委婉疑问句，后接具体问题。
Could you explain what you mean by flexible schedule? Could you explain what you mean by flexible schedule?
你能解释一下弹性工作时间的意思吗？
Could you explain what you mean by flexible schedule? Could you explain what you mean by flexible schedule? Would you mind clarifying the second point? Would you mind clarifying the second point?
你介意澄清一下第二点吗？
Would you mind clarifying the second point? Would you mind clarifying the second point? I'm not sure I follow your argument. I'm not sure I follow your argument.
我不确定是否理解了你的论点。
I'm not sure I follow your argument. I'm not sure I follow your argument. What exactly do you mean when you say revised version? What exactly do you mean when you say revised version?
你说修订版时到底指什么？
What exactly do you mean when you say revised version? What exactly do you mean when you say revised version? Could you be more specific about the requirements? Could you be more specific about the requirements?
你能更具体地说明要求吗？
Could you be more specific about the requirements? Could you be more specific about the requirements? I don't quite understand this paragraph. I don't quite understand this paragraph.
我不太明白这一段。
I don't quite understand this paragraph. I don't quite understand this paragraph. Could you elaborate on your research method? Could you elaborate on your research method?
你能详细说明一下研究方法吗？
Could you elaborate on your research method? Could you elaborate on your research method? Can you give an example of what you're describing? Can you give an example of what you're describing?
你能举个描述的例子吗？
Can you give an example of what you're describing? Can you give an example of what you're describing?
Expressing agreement 表达同意。适用场景：会议讨论、日常交流中表示赞同对方观点。语法注释：使用副词、短语加肯定结构，强调认同程度。
That's exactly what I think too. That's exactly what I think too.
这正是我的想法。
That's exactly what I think too. That's exactly what I think too. I completely agree with your suggestion. I completely agree with your suggestion.
我完全同意你的建议。
I completely agree with your suggestion. I completely agree with your suggestion. You're absolutely right about that. You're absolutely right about that.
你在这点上完全正确。
You're absolutely right about that. You're absolutely right about that. I couldn't agree more with this approach. I couldn't agree more with this approach.
我非常赞同这个方法。
I couldn't agree more with this approach. I couldn't agree more with this approach. That's a valid point you've made. That's a valid point you've made.
你提出了一个很有道理的观点。
That's a valid point you've made. That's a valid point you've made. I'm totally on board with this plan. I'm totally on board with this plan.
我完全支持这个计划。
I'm totally on board with this plan. I'm totally on board with this plan. We see eye to eye on this matter. We see eye to eye on this matter.
我们在这个问题上看法一致。
We see eye to eye on this matter. We see eye to eye on this matter. Your proposal makes perfect sense. Your proposal makes perfect sense.
你的提议非常合理。
Your proposal makes perfect sense. Your proposal makes perfect sense.
Polite disagreement 礼貌反对。适用场景：需要表达不同意见但保持礼貌的正式场合。语法注释：先肯定再转折，使用委婉语气词。
I see your point, but have you considered? I see your point, but have you considered?
我明白你的意思，但你是否考虑过？
I see your point, but have you considered? I see your point, but have you considered? That's an interesting perspective, however. That's an interesting perspective, however.
这是个有趣的角度，不过
That's an interesting perspective, however. That's an interesting perspective, however. I respectfully disagree because. I respectfully disagree because.
我持不同意见，因为
I respectfully disagree because. I respectfully disagree because. I'm afraid I have a different view on this. I'm afraid I have a different view on this.
恐怕我对此有不同的看法。
I'm afraid I have a different view on this. I'm afraid I have a different view on this. While I understand your position, I think. While I understand your position, I think.
虽然我理解你的立场，但我认为
While I understand your position, I think. While I understand your position, I think. Not to contradict you, but. Not to contradict you, but.
不是要反驳你，但
Not to contradict you, but. Not to contradict you, but. Perhaps another way to look at it is. Perhaps another way to look at it is.
也许另一个角度来看是
Perhaps another way to look at it is. Perhaps another way to look at it is. I'd suggest we approach this differently. I'd suggest we approach this differently.
我建议我们换个方式处理。
I'd suggest we approach this differently. I'd suggest we approach this differently.
Making comparisons 进行比较。适用场景、分析数据、产品比较、决策讨论。语法注释使用比较级结构 more less than 或同级比较 as。
This method is more efficient than the previous one. This method is more efficient than the previous one.
这个方法比之前的更高效。
This method is more efficient than the previous one. This method is more efficient than the previous one. Our sales are significantly higher this quarter. Our sales are significantly higher this quarter.
我们本季度的销售额明显更高。
Our sales are significantly higher this quarter. Our sales are significantly higher this quarter. The new version isn't as user-friendly as expected. The new version isn't as user-friendly as expected.
新版本不如预期的那么用户友好。
The new version isn't as user-friendly as expected. The new version isn't as user-friendly as expected. This solution proves less complicated than others. This solution proves less complicated than others.
这个解决方案比其他方案简单。
This solution proves less complicated than others. This solution proves less complicated than others. Compared to last year, the results are better. Compared to last year, the results are better.
与去年相比，结果更好。
Compared to last year, the results are better. Compared to last year, the results are better. This model performs similarly to its competitors. This model performs similarly to its competitors.
这个型号的表现与竞品相似。
This model performs similarly to its competitors. This model performs similarly to its competitors. The quality far exceeds what we anticipated. The quality far exceeds what we anticipated.
质量远超我们的预期。
The quality far exceeds what we anticipated. The quality far exceeds what we anticipated. Neither option is perfect, but. Neither option is perfect, but.
两个选择都不完美，但
Neither option is perfect, but. Neither option is perfect, but.
expressing possibility 表达可能性，适用场景、预测、风险评估、未来规划。语法注释使用情态动词 may might could 加动词原形。
We might need to adjust our timeline. We might need to adjust our timeline.
我们可能需要调整时间表。
We might need to adjust our timeline. We might need to adjust our timeline. This approach could potentially solve the issue. This approach could potentially solve the issue.
这个方法可能解决问题。
This approach could potentially solve the issue. This approach could potentially solve the issue. There may be some delays in delivery. There may be some delays in delivery.
交货可能会有延迟。
There may be some delays in delivery. There may be some delays in delivery. It's possible that we'll have to reconsider. It's possible that we'll have to reconsider.
我们可能需要重新考虑。
It's possible that we'll have to reconsider. It's possible that we'll have to reconsider. Chances are the market will recover soon. Chances are the market will recover soon.
市场很可能很快复苏。
Chances are the market will recover soon. Chances are the market will recover soon. We should anticipate some difficulties. We should anticipate some difficulties.
我们应该预见到一些困难。
We should anticipate some difficulties. We should anticipate some difficulties. The results could go either way. The results could go either way.
结果可能是任何一种情况。
The results could go either way. The results could go either way. I wouldn't rule out that possibility. I wouldn't rule out that possibility.
我不会排除那种可能性。
I wouldn't rule out that possibility. I wouldn't rule out that possibility.
Giving instructions 给予指示。适用场景、工作指导、教学场景、操作说明。语法注释使用祈使句或情态动词 should must。
Please submit your report by Friday. Please submit your report by Friday.
请周五前提交报告。
Please submit your report by Friday. Please submit your report by Friday. You need to double-check these figures. You need to double-check these figures.
你需要复核这些数据。
You need to double-check these figures. You need to double-check these figures. Make sure to save your work frequently. Make sure to save your work frequently.
记得经常保存工作。
Make sure to save your work frequently. Make sure to save your work frequently. First, install the software on your computer. First, install the software on your computer.
首先，在电脑上安装软件。
First, install the software on your computer. First, install the software on your computer. Don't forget to back up your files. Don't forget to back up your files.
别忘了备份文件。
Don't forget to back up your files. Don't forget to back up your files. Always verify the source of information. Always verify the source of information.
务必核实信息来源。
Always verify the source of information. Always verify the source of information. You should follow the standard procedure. You should follow the standard procedure.
你应该遵循标准流程。
You should follow the standard procedure. You should follow the standard procedure. Be careful when handling this equipment. Be careful when handling this equipment.
操作设备时要小心。
Be careful when handling this equipment. Be careful when handling this equipment.
Expressing certainty 表达确定性。适用场景强调肯定性，做保证，消除疑虑。语法注释使用绝对语气词 definitely, certainly, without doubt。
This will definitely solve your problem. This will definitely solve your problem.
这肯定会解决你的问题。
This will definitely solve your problem. This will definitely solve your problem. I'm absolutely certain about the outcome. I'm absolutely certain about the outcome.
我对结果非常确定。
I'm absolutely certain about the outcome. I'm absolutely certain about the outcome. There's no doubt this is the best option. There's no doubt this is the best option.
这无疑是最佳选择。
There's no doubt this is the best option. There's no doubt this is the best option. You can be sure we'll meet the deadline. You can be sure we'll meet the deadline.
你可以放心，我们会按时完成。
You can be sure we'll meet the deadline. You can be sure we'll meet the deadline. This method has proven effective every time. This method has proven effective every time.
这个方法每次都证明有效。
This method has proven effective every time. This method has proven effective every time. I guarantee you won't be disappointed. I guarantee you won't be disappointed.
我保证你不会失望。
I guarantee you won't be disappointed. I guarantee you won't be disappointed. The evidence clearly supports our theory. The evidence clearly supports our theory.
证据明确支持我们的理论。
The evidence clearly supports our theory. The evidence clearly supports our theory. This is undoubtedly the right decision. This is undoubtedly the right decision.
这无疑是正确的决定。
This is undoubtedly the right decision. This is undoubtedly the right decision.